We do have the doctor on our ship deck. Maybe he is where this will all be. Heinrichs, no. Yeah, so our doctor here, no. He might have word, though, about him. Nope. Master Helmsman. Genta, Cassia. I mean, he's got to be somewhere. Yeah? Unless we didn't actually pick him up. If we need to go back and talk to him or something. Well, that would feel a little dumb. Bridge officers, high factotum. Bridge technomat, Pascal. Bella's down there. Unsure of where else he would be if he's not on our bridge, though. There's not a lot of places to explore on the ship. He's not over here. I guess let's check down here. Adira, that's the name I was forgetting. I feel terrible. I was thinking it started with an I, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, he's definitely not on the bridge. And I'm unsure who would know. Let's talk to Abelard. He likely would know. If he's willing to talk about it. Nope.
Lord Captain.
Or our Voxmaster. When you approach, Vigis pulls away from the fine-tuning another Vox and bows her head. Lord Captain, the ship informed me of our imminent meeting. Have the Vox spirits brought you anything interesting lately? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I have no information that would be of interest to you at the moment. Alright. I live to serve. Then let's go elsewhere on the ship, which we can do through here, I believe. To another compartment. And see if any of them make sense for where he would be. Have we been to the freight line? That doesn't sound familiar. We went to the Astropathic Choir. We went to the Shrine. We've been to our quarters. Freight line doesn't sound familiar to me. Oh, that's probably Cabela's quest, where we have to follow the path of the blood spinner or whatever it was. Let's go to the Shrine. Maybe he'll be in the Shrine. It's just weird to me that I can't... It's not clear where he's supposed to be. Or maybe he's just not on my ship, but they're pretending he is. And when I get back to Rykad Minoris, we drop him off and then people talk about it or whatever. Let's pray. Because that helps out on future missions. Because we are dogmatic. But no, I don't see him in here. Which I didn't expect him to be in here. But I also didn't have a better idea of where he might be. Go back to the bridge. And I'll check my journal, see if there's any update on there that might tell me what I'm supposed to do. I assume that's a quest that's marked on my journal now. There wasn't a quest pointing me to the prison planet, though, so maybe not. You would think finding the son of Lord Winterscale would be a significant event. Let's see. So that's... We need to go to a random place. Yes, it's Matriarch Spider. And that's our triumphant ceremony when we leave. Yeah, nothing about that event. It seems really strange to me. Alright, let's go back down to the planet then. Just to see, I guess. Yeah. Like, it shouldn't require all of this, but I'm wondering if after talking to the pilot, if I was supposed to go back and talk to the Winterscale Sun. Oh, they are gone. Never mind. Then I will assume that all was correctly taken care of. But man, I have no idea. Well, that's Rykadi Philia taken care of. Let's go to Rykad Majoris, which I know nothing about. But it's another planet in the system. And no one talks about it. Begin scan. There is a location of interest. Unidentified void ship on the planet? Augurs notice a large object among the lifeless rocks covering the planet. A void ship, whose signature and origin are impossible to identify from orbit, is resting on the edge of a deep ravine. The hull of the unidentified vessel is severely damaged, rocks around it shattered by the force of the gigantic machine's crash landing. The Augurs haven't detected any vital signs aboard or near the vessel. Lord Xenos. Send a squad to the planet to explore the void ship. Xenos. Interesting. Destroy the wrecked void ship with a precise shot or leave orbit. No, we'll send a squad to figure it out. We have well over 100% chance of success. The landing party reports via Vox as soon as they touch down. The colossal void ship before them is covered with spikes. It resembles a morbid beast sculpted from darkness itself, menacingly hanging over the ravine. An experienced veteran accurately determines the origin of the unholy vessel. It belongs to the Xenos race called Drukhari, ready to collapse at any moment. The void ship emits a long, woeful creak as if promising to drag along into the abyss anyone who dares to disturb its slumber. We've seen Drukhari as a type of, like in our talents, as an available option of weapons that we can learn. So I assume they're going to be a major element of the game, but I don't know who the Drukhari are. Like, they haven't shown up in any of the Warhammer 40k books I've read that I can recall. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that Xeno race. I would suggest finding out what Xenos were doing in the Rykad system, taking heed of the Seneschal's recommendations. The Rogue Trader orders to send more people to the planet. Anxious, Adir tells the Lord Captain that voices in her head are screaming, repeating the words Harbinger, Darkness, and Death. Not wanting to tempt destiny, the Rogue Trader decides to recall people from the vessel. Argenta eagerly says that the only good Xenos is a dead one. A true servant of the Emperor shouldn't soil their hands with Xenos technology. Fair. Rogue Trader orders that more people be sent to the Xenos void ship to collect any valuable findings. Being the God Emperor's chosen, the Rogue Trader won't go digging around Xenos trash. The artifacts of the enemies of the humanity should be wiped from the Koronus Expanse. Yes. But also finding out what they were doing in the system is smart, because that could be important. So we're going to take Abelard's suggestion to at least find out what they were doing in the system, because that may come back to be important later. After 2 watches of hard labor, the workers managed to stabilize the Drukhari void ship. The soldiers who entered the vessel were met with lifeless bodies of Xenos who had died when the void ship crashed. The void ship itself, following its abominable nature, came to life, immediately craving to sate its wicked appetite for human death. The vessel's systems have reacted to the intruders, and senselessly cruel, deadly traps have been activated on all decks. Agility test succeeded by Argenta. Monstrous contraptions designed to mince, rip apart, and incinerate their victims took the soldiers by surprise, but were neutralized before the squad suffered significant losses. The soldiers found several curious pieces of xenotech on the sinister void ship, but no data that could shed some light on why it came to the Rykad system. So we got an assortment of Drukhari barbed needles, Drukhari shatter shard, venom blade, a blast pistol, monofilament grenade, and some experience. Drukhari barbed needles, shatter shards, venom blade. It's a one-handed sword. It's 12 to 18. Most warriors prefer swords Where they provide more flexibility on the battlefield. Yeah. So it requires Drukhari weapon proficiency. So probably not going to get used. Same with this blast pistol. I mean, technically I could give this to Abelard because he wouldn't be as opposed to using Xenos weaponry because he isn't dogmatic. But everyone else is dogmatic, and so... yeah. Short range, good damage, and great armor penetration. Yeah. Laser weapons. Monofilament grenade. This one doesn't specify you need Drukhari proficiency. Deals from 16 to 32 rending damage with 15% armor penetration. Give that to Argenta. Alright, well, cool. That's Rykad Majoris dealt with. That was quick and simple. Last, we have this unidentified void ship. The Vox crackles to life, and Master Helmsman Rabor addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain, it is not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up in there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there is an incoming transmission now, too. Ragged void ship, hear us? The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Pete, do not require assistance. They don't require assistance, even though they have hull breaches and sections that are open to space. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Emperor protects us. I'm assuming Emperor protects. Lord Captain, I am told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Ricadiphilia colony that is refusing help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them. Rabor, can we establish communication, let the vessel identify itself, or ignore the vessel, follow the charted course? Yeah, establish communication. Let them identify themselves. Yes, Lord Captain, the connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting over one another. Do not tell him. We are done for. This is Thunderfang. We are... One of the voices falters uncertainly and is replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private merchant vessel. All lies, I'm sure. A merchant vessel, of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear that name before? Thunderfang. Bravo, damage report on the unknown vessel. Thunderfang, why can't we identify you? Main gun deck, on my order. Aim weapons, target Thunderfang. Keep following the old course. Have we heard anything about Thunderfang? I don't think so. But possible. Bravo, damage report on the unknown vessel. Telemetry shows multiple breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, why can we not identify you? You can make out hoarse and furious whispering, even over the crackling static. Why? I don't know. What if... Certainly not. The whispering dies and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel is badly damaged. Damage is preventing the correct identification. We assure you. Something merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid. Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the other shut up. You managed to make out a little from all this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue and opened fire. Miracle we could get away. Emperor protected, and then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. Our folks are left without our help. We never got to them. Thunderfang, now stop playing games and explain again what your business is here, and this time I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done, idiot? It is too late now. The Vox channel is again filled with angry whispering of several voices. The whispers and static are drowned out by a clear and slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We did not come here to loot, on a different business, to help our out of jail. Do not hurt, please. We already had our Koronus cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of plunder, goods. In case you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Koronus Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it. High Factotum Janrik Danrock says, the honeyed voice of the High Factotum interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Thunderfang, prepare for commercial exchange. So we've heard about these people, namely from down on the prison planet. We met some of them. Or at least they pointed us to a leader of sorts for the Fellowship of the Void. So we can build up our Fellowship of the Void reputation now, and then buy a bunch of stuff. Including a full flamer. We've been wanting a proper flamer, not just a hand flamer. Granted, range 3 is still not amazing. As something to potentially give to Argenta. Let's see. Yes, so they do have different things that they're looking for, as opposed to what the other group was looking for. So they want heretic trophies and xeno artifacts. Alright. So if we sort by name... They're in alphabetical and I just lost track of where I was going. So heretic trophies, we don't have any because we've already sold them. What about xeno artifacts? Okay. And we also don't have enough of those, which doesn't surprise me since we haven't come across that many xeno. So I'd have to build up reputation with a lot of lesser valued things. Do we have a reasonable amount of jewelry? We have 1 crate of jewelry, so we could get 300 for that. Ship components. We have several of those. That can get us up to 900, and from there, we're on things that just aren't worth a ton. Armor kits. We have lots. We have tons of armor kits, which I guess armor kit is what armor goes into, presumably, when, like, all of this random armor we find. That gets us up to 4,000 if we sell all that armor kit. If we go back to trading, you have a maximum of level 3. You don't even have a level 4. So I probably don't need to give out that much stuff. Let's just give a bunch of the armor kits. start here and see what that gives me. So, Humorum will be up at 2,500. There we go. So now we're rank 2. Is there anything in rank 3 I really want? We've got a nice greatsword. I don't know if it's better than the greatsword that Cabela is already using. Pneumo boots. Using the charged ability costs 1 less AP. That could be nice. Not crazy, but nice. Base armor 5, world property plus 10% parry. Fire grenades, Medal of Alacrity. When the wearer targets an ally with the Bring It Down ability for the first time in combat, that ally gains +1 additional action point. I don't know about that. None of this seems crazy amazing. Some of it's nice, but meh. We've got a Mars pattern axe. It's definitely worse than the axe that Pascal is using. Reaper Cape grants 12% dodge reduction to the wearer's melee area attacks. Don't do area attacks very often. Blinding grenades. Not crazy about. Fencing body glove. Still 25. Plus 10% dodge against melee attacks. And plus 10% parry. No. The wearer's ranged attack hits an enemy. The wearer gains plus 5% bonus to critical hit chance for the next ranged attack against the same enemy. Does not stack. We'll buy all the med kits. Because why not? Noise suppression helmet. When the wearer kills an enemy in a 1 cell radius with a shot, they gain +1 resolve until the end of combat. Power Maul. We already have one of those, probably a better version. Basic autogun. Well, slightly better than basic autogun, but no. Chainsword. We'll grab that. I don't know how that compares to the chainsword that Abelard's using. It might be better. Heavy leather armor. It is a heavy armor, which means no one can use it. I already have a couple of heavy armors that no one can yet use. I should keep that in mind when we level up our people, specifically Heinrich, to get him heavy armor proficiency. We're going to grab the flamer. Camouflage robes. The wearer's ranged attacks decrease the target's dodge by 5%. Meh. We'll grab the melt charges. Yeah, these guys didn't have a lot that I care about, but then again, they are a somewhat destroyed ship. So that's probably fine. And that's that. I think we've done everything in this system. That's weird. So let's go to the bunker, I guess. Take all of our usual people. That's fine.
None shall stand in my way.
So I wonder if we're going to find Winter Scale here. No. We can go back to the starport to see if there is anything further with the pilot and the guy that we rescued. There probably won't be. But I just want to check out everything I can before we step forward with this celebration. I'm just surprised that the Winter Scale guy is just gone. Like there's no further connection that I can find.
It's about time.
Saga do you have anything further to say at this point? I live to serve your lordship, sir. Apparently not. was over here that we ran into this guy. He's apparently gone. At least I think that was the spot. Sergeant Malger, Pilot Nemus. Yeah. Looks like everything's just moved on. Unless was he... No, he was definitely there. Alright, let's go to our celebration then. It doesn't seem like there's anything further to do in the area. Give me back to my ship. And now we will go down to the bunker again. We'll talk to the tech priest just in case there's anything to say, and there's not. Do you have anything new? Nope, just max level 4 is as far as you can go. We can rank him up again, but he doesn't have any goods. I'm assuming the goods listed here is not for the faction as a whole, but just this specific trader, this tech priest, only has a limited supply. And when we move on to other members of their same factions, they might have higher rated goods that need higher reputation. Because the idea that we've already maxed out a couple of factions' reputation feels wrong. Alright, Governor. Greetings again, your lordship. Let's save first. Then I'll say I'm ready for my triumph, just because I don't trust that I'm not missing anything. I'm ready for my triumph. Excellent. We'll see each other at the square then. May the light of the throne be with you. Now we fly to the upper way.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Yeah, we can't go to our ship. We just have to walk to the upper way. Although it said fly to the upper way in the journal. Talk to the Master of Ceremonies. Anyone else of interest here? No, just a bunch of enforcers. Your Lordship, Peerless von Valencius. I am the Master of Ceremonies on Rykad Minoris. Everything is in place for your triumph. Allow me to give you a brief summary of the upcoming event. Speak. You will take the road, now familiar to you, from here to the starport. You will be accompanied by your comrades in arms and a guard of honor. The body of the heretic known as the Prophet Aurora will be pulled in your wake as a battled trophy. A stop is planned in the middle of the road. There, grateful citizens will rush toward you, praising you for their salvation. Not to worry, this is a thoroughly choreographed interlude. The group of grateful people will be composed exclusively of loyal citizens vetted by us, members of the military, young people, attractive and physically fit, a few healthy children. So it's all just for show. Once they've said their praise, the procession will move on. Governor Medina will await you by the starport. It is also where the pyre has been built for burning the body of the heretic known as Aurora. You will be handed a flamer, blessed by a representative of the ecclesiarchy. You can choose to personally perform the burning, but if you wish to underscore the amicable alliance between House von Valencius and House Winterscale, it will be fitting to pass the honor of the burning to Governor Medina. However, the choice is yours. An excellent plan. I'm ready to start the triumph, or this is disgusting. I do not want a stage show of gratitude. Allow the ordinary people of Rykad Minoris to speak to me, or skip this farce altogether. I'm fine with following their traditions. Of course, your lordship. Board the prepared vehicle. Oh, and a level up. Cool. This is the last rank. Or the last level of this archetype, I guess. Then we, I guess, level up to the next archetype. So firearm mastery. We get to choose another one of these. Until the end of the soldier's turn, they gain +4 MP, and their attacks do not spend MP. Until the end of combat, the soldier's rate of fire is increased by 30%. Doesn't really matter for us. Until the end of combat, all the soldier's attacks are 20% harder to dodge. Until the end of combat, the soldier's range attacks gain 10% armor penetration. I think giving us more movement is probably the best in this case. It's not super great, any of that. Again, we don't really use our soldier abilities much, just run and gun. So I don't know if soldier was necessarily the right choice for us, but it's fine. What about you, Cassia? So right now you've got your finest hour, which in addition gives target more damage. Target of finest hour gains... His finest hour is where she's allowed to give someone a whole extra turn, right? Yeah. Gains more bonuses. All negative effects are immediately removed until the end of the officer's next turn. The target cannot die. Or the target gains plus a bunch of temporary wounds until the end of combat. Or the target of finest hour gains more bonuses. During the extra turn, all their non-attacking abilities cost -1 AP. I don't know that we use the extra turn often for non-attacking. I don't think temporary wounds matter much. I mean, it's nice, but it's not critical. Removing negative effects could be very useful. But it also feels very situational. I mean, all of these are situational. We grab the good one, and the rest are fine. I think I'll go with finest hour. Having some things cost less AP is going to be used more often. Even though we don't have a ton of abilities that don't attack, we do have some. So we'll use this more than either of these. Pascal. What are we going to give you? So dismantling attack also cripples the enemy, reducing their weapon skill and ballistic skill. Till the operative's next turn, the target cannot move. Until the end of combat, the target's MP are reduced by 3. Dismantling attack also intimidates all enemies in a 5 stealth radius around the target, reducing dodge and armor. Target also provokes an attack of opportunity whenever it attacks. Is that until the end of combat? Things like this should state whether it's until for the next turn or until the end of combat. Because this sounds great. If it's till the end of combat. But I assume if it was until the end of combat, it would say. So do we use this to penalize the people around you, or to penalize the person we are attacking? I think we'll go with this one. Because I don't understand this one well enough to trust it. Because it's just for the next turn they provoke on attacks. Most enemies only attack once. But then we're probably still next to them when they attack, so we just get a free attack of opportunity. Because Pascal is going to be doing this in melee. So even if it is just a one-turn thing, that is giving us a free extra attack. Probably. We'll try it, and then we can see whether it applies till the end of combat or not. Yeah, I'm not sold on any of these. That may not be the right one, but that's the one I'm going with. Argenta, when you use your firearm mastery, your rate of fire increases. Until the end of the soldier's turn, they gain +4 MP, and their attacks do not spend MP. Could be good. Till the end of combat, soldiers' attacks are 20% harder to dodge, which is not 20% bonus to hit, which is her struggle. Till the end of combat, soldiers' ranged attacks gain +10 armor penetration. Or each of their area attacks deals additional damage equal to the number of attack targets. I think making her move more is probably better than penalizing their dodge. Heinrichs. So currently your Daring Breach is just a good hit, right? Restores all AP and MP and gains +4 MP until the end of turn. No, it allows them to maneuver around and then get a bunch of melee attacks. Right. Until the end of combat, the warrior gains +4 MP for each kill and may use their MP after attacking or using abilities. Until the end of combat. So this allows them, if they can keep killing enemies, to kill, move 4 squares, kill again, move 4 squares. And if enemies are closer than 4, do they... Like, if I can have 2 enemies that are adjacent and I kill both of them, then is that +8 MP to move forward even farther? That could be really good. For 1 round, the warrior becomes a priority target for every enemy hit by their melee attacks. Also, the warrior gains +20% parry and +2 deflection until the end of combat. The parry and deflection are nice. Priority target for 1 turn is cool, but how many targets are they going to actually hit in that single turn? Or this turn, melee attacks deal an additional 2 damage. No. Making you more maneuverable, I think, is going to be cooler. And lastly, Cabela. Your Death Waltz is the one where you have to jump to death from above to a target, so it's forcing you to use this only when someone's within range, and then afterwards you get 4 more death from aboves. Oh, no, that's even what that gives. Death Waltz itself... Yeah. What did we get? +4 charges of death from above. Until the end of combat, death from above deals bonus damage. I feel like we were only getting 4 death from aboves when we used Death Waltz. But it looks like it's supposed to do 4 by base, and this should have given us 4 more. Something about that doesn't seem right. Upon using Death Waltz, the Blade Dancer immediately heals to full. The cost of abilities that cost wounds is reduced by half until the end of combat. Could be good. Till the end of combat, strikes made by the Blade Dancer, including attacks made as part of Death Waltz, reduce enemy weapon skill by probably not much, and decrease enemy armor and dodge by also a tiny amount. These penalties stack. Because agility bonus is like 5-ish, so it would be 5 divided by 2, which is probably closer to 4, actually. So we'll just say it's 2 plus 2. So in this case, it's saying you reduce enemy weapon skill by 4 and their armor and dodge by 4%. Meh. Upon using Death Waltz, after killing an enemy, the Blade Dancer gains +3% dodge until the end of combat, stacks up to agility bonus times. I'm going to go with that one. Healing is fine, but reducing the cost of abilities that cost wounds is probably going to become more and more useful as time goes on. So we've now maxed out our first archetype on all of us. So next level, we're going to get to choose one of these to level up into. Bounty Hunter, Master Tactician, or Arch Militant. I don't know anything about them to decide what choice I'm going to choose.